Good morning, everyone. Today we're talking with Mark Bossert of Top Local Lead Generation. I'm John Newenberg. I'm a business coach, and today we want to talk about what does it mean when you say a great lead. What's the definition of a great lead, Mark?
Well, a great lead is someone who you don't have to sell.
Okay. They just pick up the phone or send you an email and can I buy?
Well, they basically already want you. So
Right.
they know you because they've encountered or experienced you before. When I sort of trot this out to people, they always think, oh, it's a referral. And that is a really common way that people, that this works, this mechanism of sort of a great lead, I guess, that people are used to. But, referrals, let's dig into that a little bit. Why do referrals, what is it that makes referrals work? For me, I think it's trust.
Yeah, of course. There's a high level of trust and confidence that it's going to work out.
Yeah. So, they already have trust in the person that's referring you to them.
Right.
The problem with referrals, though, is that it's not something that scales well. Typically, how do you reach hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people if that's your goal? That's the limit of referrals.
Exactly. So how do you create that level of confidence and trust with someone that up until now you've never met?
Well, we're sort of demonstrating it right now. We use a method of some form of communication with people on a regular, ongoing basis. So that could be your blog, that could be posting to Facebook, that could be creating YouTube videos, it could be doing Hangouts, podcasts. There's many technological answers for that these days. They're not really all that important. What's important is consistency. Building a platform that regularly delivers value to people, that says, here's the path to follow so you can get the X that you really want to have. And this isn't something I've invented by any means. It's been around for a long time. I learned a lot more about it from a guy named Jason Leister, incomparableexpert.com. The link is in the comments below, and that's someone who I recommend you check out. But that is something that we help our clients create, is that platform where they're regularly communicating value to their target audience, and that brings them highly qualified leads who they don't have to work so hard to sell, because the people want to buy. They're at that point where they want to buy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. Something that's tied into that is recent studies, recent research that shows that the quicker you respond to a lead, the more likely it is that you're going to get converted into a client. What's that all about?
Well, I think it just shows responsiveness. There's probably multiple levels. I think the initial thing that comes up for me is that we've become programmed to, even a couple of seconds wait seems to be, it's not fast enough. Where, maybe 200 years ago without technology, we'd wait for months for an answer about something. Today, it's like it has to be instant. And so if you send something to somebody and you have a tracking system in place that alerts you that they've actually looked at your communication, and then you call them, hey, do you have any questions about that PDF or that report or that case study I just sent you? It kind of freaks people out a little bit, and then they're right in that mode. They're actually thinking about you, they're thinking about your service, they're thinking about the solution you provide, and you have a lot better opportunity at that point to move the sale forward, move that lead from, maybe not as warm into a really high quality lead where they're starting to get to know you a lot more. That's another way of this whole mechanism of a platform connecting with people on a regular basis with consistency. That's the big one. Consistency is the sort of magic bullet that most people don't do, quite honestly.
When you say consistency, Does that mean monthly, weekly, daily? How do you define consistency in this case?
Well, I think whatever you can manage is the first level. The more you do, the more consistent you are. The more if it's, there's too much, there's hourly is too much, but daily is probably the goal. But I mean, honestly, for most small business owners, I mean, their head pops off and rolls around on the ground when I even mention that. So weekly would be great. Monthly would be, useful.
Right.
It's much better than not doing it. Weekly is what we found works the best in terms of the time required and the return on investment that you get from that.
So, in summary, then the goal then is to produce content that your readers deem to be valuable, that is useful to them in some way, and to do that in a way that casts you as someone who's expert in your industry. Does that about sum it up, Mark?
That sums it up 100%.
Awesome. Well, we've been talking with Mark Bossert at Top Local Lead Generation. You can see his phone number is in the lower third, I think is what Google calls it. So if you're interested in finding out more about how this strategy can help you and your business get more leads and more qualified leads and leads ready to do business with you, give Mark a call.
Thanks, John.